Greetings, family. Welcome and welcome back. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to tap that subscribe button on your way out the door. Join the family. We would love to have you. If you're already a part of the family, thank you so much for your never-ending love and support. Thank you for coming back again and again and again. Family, I hope everyone is doing well. Today I have a very important message to deliver to you. So I've already cleansed the energy of the room, myself, and the cards. All negative energies and monitoring spirits have been returned to sender where they belong, and we're ready to go. Family, I do want to remind you though that this is a collective reading, which means that everything may not resonate with you. If it doesn't resonate, it's okay. You can go and browse through my other videos to see if you can find another message that resonates with you. If you do need some personal guidance, feel free to book a personal reading or a coaching session or consultation with me down below at the link in the description box, okay? So now, without further ado, let's get into it. My beautiful, beautiful people. I feel called to do things a little bit differently today. I feel called to break this reading up into 3 different segments. So we'll have the past, the present, and the future. Okay, so we're going to look at your past real quick. And when I pulled cards for the past, we got the Hangman in reverse, which represents confusion, irresponsibility, low self-esteem, and impatience. So in the past, a lot of you were irresponsible because of the fact that you were confused. It was like you weren't sure which way to go, and so you were making reckless mistakes, doing reckless things to get by. And I get it, a lot of us have been there, right? And so because of the fact that you had low self-esteem, you kind of felt like you had nothing to lose. And this is for some of you. This may not resonate with everybody, but because you felt like you had nothing to lose, you were like, well, life is crappy anyway, so let me just do what I got to do to get by. And so you were making some really reckless mistakes, which some of you may have had to pay for that in the past or may be paying for it now, but we're going to look more into that when we get to the present and the future. And so then we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, which is a card that represents a lack of strategy, a lack of confidence, and a self-imposed false sense of security. So it feels like there was no planning. A lot of you kind of felt like you had time, right? It was like, oh, I'm young, so I could just ball out and act a fool and I'll be good. And so there was no planning for the future for some of you. I feel like some of you may have even gone to college and spent some time in school and then ended up leaving without doing what you went to school to do. So like, let's say that you went to school and you got like a bachelor's degree in I don't know, let's say teaching, and you graduated and you ended up not doing teaching. You lost all interest that you had in teaching. For some of you, you dropped out, and no judgment at all, because a lot of people end up spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school, and then they lose interest in what they went to school for. And so they're just paying off these loans for the rest of their lives, and they're doing something completely different than what they're paying for. You know, for some of you, you may not have had the resources to attend college or learn a trade, but you wanted to. Either way, there was something in your past that caused you to kind of just live on the edge, as far as you're just going with the flow. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring you, but you're just waking up day by day trying to survive, right? And unfortunately, I see that with a lot of lower income people who lack resources. It's like, our parents didn't know better, so they didn't really teach us, okay, this is how you plan for your future. And so a lot of you are upset with your parents, or you are beating yourself up because of the past, because you feel like, man, if only I would have did this, if only I would have did that, if only my moms and my dads would have set me up and did XYZ, I would be in a better predicament now. But what you're doing is driving yourself crazy. You need to focus on moving forward. Focus on what you're going to be doing now and in the future in order to put yourself and your family in a better position. So I'm hearing Don't cry over spilled milk. It already happened and it was a part of your journey. So it's okay to reflect on it. But once you're done reflecting on it, don't continue to beat yourself up. Move on and start to make plans now. Just do better now. And so now we're still on the past. And we got the 4 of coins here in reverse. And the 4 of coins represents interrupted movements, tardiness, obstacles. So yeah, a lot of you may have been doing something early on in your life that was going to help you to better your future. And you may have had like a death in your family. You may have gotten pregnant, or something happened where you had obstacles. And so you had to kind of change your route. And because you did that, you now feel like, this is why the tardiness is here. You now feel like you're behind. Like you're like, man, if I would have been able to finish school. Like, I feel like there's a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas, right? And that happens when you're reflecting, when you're getting ready to move up and elevate. Yeah, you start reflecting on your past. But I want you to keep in mind that everything happened then so that you could now be in the position you're in. The reason why it didn't work out is because you have better opportunities lined up for you. Okay? The goal is to manifest for the future. So when you are reflecting upon the past, just remember not to spend too much time in the past. Okay, so let's see how you're looking in the present moment. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we got the Justice card here upright. So a lot of you have been trying to make up for the past. Like I said, a lot of you are reflecting on the past and you're like, I should have did things differently. I could have done things differently. And so a lot of you have been trying to put that work in right now at the present moment. You guys, some of you are going back to school. Some of you have begun to learn a trade. Some of you are at home self-learning. So you're reading books. You are looking at things online. Some of you are taking online courses as well. So you're doing things to try to better yourself. If you have not started that yet, then you're in the process because you're thinking about it. And remember, everything starts in the spiritual world prior to starting in the physical world. So remember how I said some of you are upset with your parents because you feel like they could have done a better job to set you up for your future? A lot of you are taking that and you're like, I'm gonna be a better parent to my children. So a lot of you have given your children savings accounts, investments already, like stocks. I'm seeing like trusts, IRAs, life insurance accounts. You're like, no, not my babies. My babies are not going to struggle. So yeah, that's dope. You guys are making sure that you are creating generational wealth. Wow, I'm so proud of you. So yeah, a lot of you are the generational curse breakers. And so, ooh, I love when it clicks. So that's why you had to go through what you went through. And furthermore, that's why you shouldn't beat yourself up about the past, right? You went through that so that you can know better, so that you can learn from your caretakers, because some of you were raised by grandparents, aunties, and uncles, right? And some of you were even in foster care. So you had to learn from your caretakers' mistakes. Nice. So it's coming together. It's all coming together now. So now you see why the past played out the way it did. So yeah, with this Justice card, a lot of you are reaping the benefits, right? You're getting your rewards for the work that you've been putting in. Everything is coming to fruition. And we got the number 11 here. So that can break down to 2, or since it's a master number, you could also leave it at 11. And 1 is the number of change and transformation. So for a lot of you, your rewards are coming in as new vehicles, property, money. Some of you are getting lucky too. Like some of you, it's so big that you're hitting the lottery, or you are getting money from like grants and loans. Some of you, okay, I'm getting a message. So some of you, to make up for the past, instead of going back to school, some of you started a business. You took that leap of faith and you started a business. Some of you have LLCs. and even 501c3s. And so you're getting funding for that business, right? And this is going to set your business up for success. Some of you are creating a will too. So you're passing all of this down to your children. So your business, your properties, everything, like you're making sure that you're creating generational wealth. You're passing everything down. You are really breaking a generational curse, because for some of you, this generational curse was financial. A lot of you come from a family that struggled, and I mean struggled bad. And so many of you are going to be the first millionaires, maybe even billionaires in your family, in your whole bloodline. And I'll say your modern bloodline, right? Because a lot of you come from wealth already, and that's why it was so important for you to get back to that place, for you to get your family back to that place, because a lot of their wealth was stolen. You had people like Mansa Musa, Nefertiti, King Tut, Timbuktu, the Mayans, the Aztecs. Like, a lot of you, that wealth is in your bloodline. And so your ancestors, like, even especially your ancient ancestors, they're the ones that have really been on your necks, because they like, we're counting on you. Your whole bloodline is counting on you. Oh, I have chills. I got chills. So because some of you have been doing the work, and for some of you, you may not necessarily be at this place yet, but you're planning and you're plotting, and they see that you have the intention to do better, and you're trying. And that's why this justice card is here. They're like, all right, bet, all we needed was for you to get in alignment. Now we're going to help push you forward. Ooh, that's fire. So now we got the 5 of staffs in reverse for the present moment as well. The 5 of staffs in reverse represents complicated disputes. So this could be verbal and legal. So for some of you, it's legal, as in this wealth that you're coming into is an inheritance. And the reason why it's complicated is because it may be like, maybe your grandparents or great grandparents or your parents, they didn't specify who was getting what. And so it's some type of internal struggle, like a family battle, or who's getting this house, who's getting that. You're gonna come out on top with that because you've been the one doing the work. And for some of you, you were the ones that, like, despite the fact that you were upset at your parents, you feel like they could have done a better job, right? You still knew that they did their best, so you were there for them. Some of you took care of your elders. A lot of you were the ones taking care of your elders. And some of your other family members, they're coming in trying to benefit when they weren't even there to take care of your elders before they ended up transitioning. And for some of you, this is cosmic. So it's like, and we said this before, it's like higher self versus lower self, right? Like your higher self and your lower self, they're battling. Like, nah, we got to get up. We got to get this done. And then your lower self is like, well, I don't think I'm good enough. I'm not strong enough. And then your higher self is like, no, we got to get up. And so, yeah, that's where that complicated dispute is coming from. And then we have here deception and inaccuracies. Ooh, so I feel like for some of you, it's family drama. Like you're learning, like let's say, for example, you thought your whole entire life that your family was poor, and you find out that there was money that was supposed to go to you after a certain person in your family transitioned. But maybe you only were supposed to have access to this money after you got to a certain age. It's something like that. It's something that has to do with wealth. Like you were lied to your whole entire life about something that has to do with wealth, and now you're pissed off and you're like, it's my money, I want it now. Some of you need to make sure that you're checking paperwork. Make sure that you're dotting your I's and crossing all your T's. Now is not the time to be skim reading through anything. Read every single word and make sure that you are comprehending every single word. That was really specific too. So this may not resonate with everybody. If you're wanting a personal reading because you want to gain more clarity on this, make sure that you go and book a personal reading with me below at the link in the description box, okay? For some of you, this deception and inaccuracies is coming from some type of contract signing. Like you may have gotten a new opportunity and they're like, okay, yeah, sign here and this $1 million is yours. But it's something within the text that you need to make sure that you're catching and you are addressing. Because I feel like if you address it, it's not going to be like they rescind the offer. It's going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem, sir or ma'am. We'll correct that for you. Okay? All right, so now for the present moment, we also have the Tower card upright. So things falling apart, a lot of loss, a lot of shadow work being done. Some of you are in a state of, what's the word I'm thinking about? Some of you are purging. Ooh, thank you, ancestors. Some of you are purging. And so there are things that may have been taken from you, things you may have lost, things that seem to be crashing down. For some of you, you were fired. Some of you, you got dumped. And for some of you, you just had the sudden urge to walk away from certain relationships and connections. And so there has been like turmoil and conflict, sadness, lack of peace. But the thing is, as you know, as you should know, with the Tower card, something is breaking down so that something new can take its place. So don't forget about that. And I forgot to say this earlier, but there's a few things I want you guys to put in the comment section. I want you to say, I am the generational curse breaker. I want you to say, I will be the first millionaire in my family. And I also want you to say, everything happening in my life is for the greater good. We got the number 1 here, the number 6, the number 2, the number 0. We got the number 1 here again. So we got the 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Some of you are life path 6s, life path 2s. Some of you were born in October. Some of you were born in June. Some of you were born in February. Some of you were born in 1991, 1961, 1999. Some of you have an ancestor that was born in 1911 or 1920 that has been trying to get in contact with you. But also, those numbers don't have to necessarily resonate with you in order for this message to be your message. For some of you, you're just seeing these numbers all over the place. So in the future, we got the Judgment card upright. So that is divine intervention. So notice how the Judgment card came in after the Tower. So it's like your spirit team stepping in like, all right, that's enough. It's like life is jumping you and you got somebody that's coming to your rescue like, they had enough, you know? So it's like divine intervention. They're stepping in. They're making sure that all wrongs are righted. They're making sure that you are getting exactly what you deserve. They're making sure that nobody is shorting you. Nobody is trying to deceive you. And if they are, karma is being served to all people that have wronged you. I want you guys to enter over and understand this. Karma is being served to anyone that has ever wronged you. There is no reason for you to seek revenge. There's no reason for you to lift a finger. A lot of you are well protected and well respected in the spiritual realm. I want you to say that in the comment section too. I am well protected and well respected in the spiritual realm. So a lot of plans that fell through for you were for your own protection. A lot of relationships that fell apart was for your own protection. You may not have known the other individual's intentions, but your spirit team, they see all. And they got you covered. So yeah, there's divine intervention happening here. A lot of you are going to be very, very wealthy. If it isn't happening now, it's about to happen very, very soon. You just got to make sure that you keep your end of the bargain. Just make sure that you don't do anything to delay this opportunity, because like I said, it's for you. It's happening. But the only person that can delay it is you. So like I said, don't focus too much on the past. Don't focus too much on what you don't have. That's putting yourself in a lower vibrational frequency. If you are in a toxic relationship, now is the time for you to get out. They are bringing you down. You cannot be around anyone who does not align with you, because they will bring you down to the ground. So let's see what we have to close this reading for the future. Ooh, we got the Two of Staffs in reverse. Wow. So the Two of Staffs represents some type of surprise, an unexpected outcome, and fearful anticipation. So in other words, you are afraid. You're like, oh man, I don't know where my life is going. I don't know what I'm doing. I hope I'm going the right way. I hope I'm doing the right thing. Meanwhile, everything is happening for you already. Like your name is already on the list. Like I see you, like, say you're going out, right? You're going to like a lounge or a club, right? And there's a long ass line, and you end up finding out that your name is on the list, so you get to skip that whole line. It's like you're VIP in the spiritual world and you don't even know it. And so with this surprise and unexpected outcome, you are going to be so shocked. They're going to be like, yo, I had no clue. When I tell you that the amount of wealth that is coming to you, you will not need to worry about anything. And to be honest with you, your whole bloodline will not need to worry about anything after you. That's how copacetic everything will be. Because of you, because you did the work. You are healing your bloodline. By you healing yourself, you are healing your bloodline. By you being present and consciously aware of your actions and your intentions and working on yourself and trying to learn more about yourself and the world around you, you are healing your bloodline. So congratulations. Tap yourself on the back. Keep going. If you want more clarity on this, definitely book a personal reading with me. You can do that down below at the link in the description box. If you want to book a personal life coaching session with me, that link is also down below in the description box. Make sure you follow me on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. If you want to show me some love and support, I would love if you donated to the building of my homestead. You can leave a donation down below at the link in the description box as well. So that's all I have for you today, family. Sending you so much love, hugs, and healing. Until next time, peace and oneness.